Hello, everybody.
Oh, we're on. Hi, I'm Hugo.
Cheape.
It's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone.
What? Okay. Yeah. All right. You sounded very unnatural. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the chat right now.
The
Sorry.
chat's right there.
Oh yeah, you're
You
right.
have eyes.
We're not used to being in the same room doing this. I think we did it like once right before he moved.
Did
that
we?
was the first live show I think was live, or we did at least two of them
I'm sure it was
in the
live.
same room.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
The first live show was pre-recorded. We tricked you.
Yeah.
We were very good at trying to. We actually had plants in the comments at certain timestamps. They would send us. It's over. It's fine.
Actually, only one person actually views us. It's you, and the rest of them are all bots. So anyway, we have a lot to talk about. It's been a while since we've done this. Obviously, ask us questions or anything in the chat.
Doodly-doo.
In the doodly-doo.
Yeah, and
about anything. About us, about current, whatever.
right. Super chat is enabled, but you already pay, so
we're gonna answer.
right.
your
So
shit.
just don't feel compelled to do that. I like to say that for the Patreon stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's there, but we can't deactivate it without deactivating it for the normal
Right. I just
live
don't want you
shows.
to like.
Yeah, we'll answer your
Unless you
questions.
want to give me $50, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll take it.
I'll steal it from him. Anyway.
Wow.
So, what's been going on with us? If you've been following what's been going on, why the schedule's been weird recently, that's because Jake's moved back to Michigan from Idaho.
Clearly.
He's in the middle of purchasing a house.
Yeah, I should close on the house next week or so, by the end of the month. That I feel I've never felt more probed in my fucking life. Like, I do taxes, and that's like, oh, what are your expenses? Oh, here's what you made. Cool, done. But this was like, hey, who's that person in your phone, Hugo, that you send
money to every month? So they,
right.
I think the bank was under the impression, at least for a little bit, that Jake and I were laundering money. Not the case.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. I don't know, because it says, like, I gave them how much money I make.
Yeah.
And then they see the exact amount being sent to another person because he makes the same amount because, you know, we split it. And so they're like, wait, do you make $0? I was like, you don't understand. You're like, just take a second to look. Yeah. I gave you my tax information. Take a second to look. It's half. It's just half. And that irritated me. So even it's a valid question, but it would take 2 seconds of like.
So we're not drug dealers. Anyway, other stuff that's going on. Steve Bannon got fired or quit, maybe. That's a whole different thing. I don't know if you guys...
fired, quit.
I don't know if you guys care to hear our opinions on that or whatever.
What I think is Steve Bannon is going to tear all this down. He's going to rip it down from the roots and then rebuild it in 10 years like Emperor Palpatine. We
were talking about this earlier, actually, just on our own. Steve Bannon seems like the type who would definitely just be keeping dirt on people in the White House constantly, and he has like a whole hard drive full of it at his house for the minute he got fired, so we could just ruin everyone's life. Yep. I'm glad, for what it's worth, I'm of two minds. The initial gut reaction is I'm glad that piece of shit's not in the White House anymore, because if you saw our review of Torchbearer, he's obviously one of the most disingenuous people ever. Well, I mean, I guess based on his boss, he's not the most disingenuous, but he's up there.
I think he's the most intentionally disingenuous person in current power. And I say that because I know he just got fired, quit, but possibly it's more of a, okay, Steve Bannon was our sort of conduit to the white nationalists. You go over there, I mean, you're still here, but go over there and go do stuff, and then, like, you won't have to be connected. But I don't think that's the case because of the way Trump operates. I think he's so pride-filled and stuff. He's like, no, you gotta fucking go. You gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think Bannon liked that at all. So if you go to Breitbart, which I don't recommend without supervision, but if you go to Breitbart,
use an ad blocker if you go to Breitbart. Also,
yeah, don't give him money.
Oh God.
You can already kind of see the threads of, like, and again, we were talking about this before. He's kind of attacking the perimeter of the people that are around Trump and slowly spiraling inward. Also, we're going to get a lot of Kushner bashing, which is fun. Yeah. Because he looks like a prepubescent boy.
Not only that, but Bannon, not a big fan of what he would call globalists, what everyone else would call Jewish people. So he doesn't like Kushner.
Wait, are the globalists Jewish?
Oh, a globalist is a huge dog whistle for. I'm not saying there aren't people who are like globalist. I'm sure there are people who are actually taken in by like Alex Jones and stuff. And when they hear the term globalist, they don't think Jewish person. They think like, I don't know, shady people in suits who are, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
plotting to decide economic decisions based on, you know, the entire world and not just with your nation's interest in mind.
I guess I think globalist because I'm a sane person. I think, someone who's part of the fabric of the global economic system.
Right. There's economic nationalists and economic globalists. Someone who's an economic nationalist will probably have a more of a looking at things from, okay,
how does this help us?
How does this help us? What's the most we can get out of it? Fuck everyone else.
Trump.
Also trying to, you know, more manufacturing here, basically disregarding exporting and stuff.
Or disregarding
or importing or whatever.
By the way, we're not a manufacturing. If you have a job that like you do coal or something, get out.
Yeah. Globalist is someone who's like, well, let's take into account the benefits of potential trade or trade agreements. You know, it's more complicated than that. But anyway.
I'm sure some of them are scumbags. I'm just saying, like,
my point is, on the alt-right type people, globalist is often a dog whistle for the Jews.
I didn't know that. I'm not racist enough. I have not been steeped in the racist tea.
Yeah, because
America was brewed in. That was a good sentence. That should go on a book cover.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these, they think, because it's a lot of these conspiracy people think it's like banks being controlled by Zionist Jews, and that's why they
see that. Oh, I see. That's the bridge. What else is happening? You are also looking at a house.
I am looking at a house,
and it turns out it's comically close to my house.
It's walking distance,
like a minute walking distance. We're neighbors.
That's disappointing.
Like if I put out like ugly Christmas lights, he can see them from his house.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's great.
Someone says their steam machine broke. That's unfortunate.
You bought a steam
machine? I was just going to say your first mistake was buying a steam machine.
Buy a computer machine and download the Steam to it.
Yeah. Jake's actually, normally this is my laptop when we're here and we're filming stuff with a camera.
I'd show you, but it's all dirty.
Yeah, but because Jake's here and he doesn't have a house right now.
I'm homeless, technically.
The PC he built is here and we're using it for stuff here in the meantime.
Yeah, it's a beaut.
Here we go. I can finally answer this question. What? Someone says, anyone know what the teal thing next to the Red Ranger helmet is? We finally
go get it. Yeah, okay. Also, don't blow your wad on this, because we're gonna have a funny cold open in a future episode, not too long from now. But
this is a Harold Penisman butt plug someone made for us. It's a real butt plug. You could actually stick this in your asshole.
Well, no, wait, hold on. Don't stick. Because these are going to be for sale eventually on the store on the website hugoandjake.com. If you haven't been, that's really
that's big. You got to be a pro. Maybe not a pro, but you're not an amateur.
Okay, whose dick is that? Not mine. I mean, like up here we're talking. This is reasonable. This is, but the further you go down, like that's professional. I fuck butts all the time butt plug. And then hold on, I need to in great detail explain this. So this goes, if you don't know what a butt plug is, it stretches your anus out so you can fuck a butt.
Thanks for
you just like it in there. No one's butthole is this big though, so it's not going to slip in
the flailed bit. That's what it's for.
Oh, I know what it's for. I'm just
never stick anything inside yourself without a flailed base, people.
I'm just saying that's not anything. Anyways, okay.
A dick, the flailed base of a dick is a person.
You could stick metal balls in your vagina if you wanted. Use them for Kegel exercises.
I should say in your anus, in your vagina.
I feel like it's easier to poop it than it is to push it out your vagina.
No, here's the thing. Okay, there's.
I don't have a vagina though. To be fair,
you can only push something into a vagina so far before it's gonna start hitting your cervix. Your butt goes you can get that stuff stuck in your intestines, and they got to go in there, and it's difficult.
I can't imagine steel balls again. Anyways, that's not the point. This is pulling shit out with it if you don't prep. This chin right here, so this will get real poopy if it doesn't snap off inside of you.
I'm just gonna say right now, if you're this much of a pro and you're gonna use,
don't buy this one. Buy a better one.
No, I was just gonna say there would be no poop because that person is a professional enema master.
That makes sense.
They probably have an industrial.
That adds up. I'm no longer worried about it.
Here you go.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. Harold Penisman butt plug. That also probably sounded weird as I was walking.
Slap.
I apologize.
That's fine.
Don't shove things into a vag with no exit plan. I agree. Have you ever? Is this?
Have I ever shoved something into a vagina with no exit plan? Oh.
Here's.
How do I put this? Shoved things.
I have been on the retrieving end of. I've had to help someone.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's not fun. Something out. That's not fun. I mean, I'll fish it out. Don't get me wrong.
You have to.
I mean, I'm the one that's I best view, probably. Haven't a long time. Don't plan to again. So maybe bring some like claspers with you.
Yeah.
That's an awkward.
Watch out for broken condoms, kids. That's all I'm saying.
They don't even have to break.
No,
you could just get real enthusiastic.
Yep.
I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions?
That's not a sexy thought.
Does anyone else?
The butt plug was kind of sexy. This is not sexy.
Does anyone else have any questions relating not to bodily orifices? Maybe
that's not. You can't even have a question without that on the show.
I'm 80% sure you can. In
fact, that's only 80. That's a huge margin of error.
Okay, 20%. 80% is bigger than 20.
That's 4-1.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Someone said. Oh, let me look at these. Someone says, Hugo, dude, you look thin. Thank you. I've lost 33 pounds. I'm definitely not going to have to eat those 12 Hot Pockets. Sorry, people. I don't know if he's weighed himself recently. I don't know how he's doing.
This shirt didn't fit before.
Someone says, Hugo and Jake, what brings out more boys? Milkshakes in yards or a Saturday with cold ones?
Fuck you.
Ooh.
No.
Is it okay if you mix a dead meme with a not dead meme?
No.
Zombie
they're
meme.
They're both dead. They're both dead. The answer is milkshakes.
I like a milkshake. Be honest, have you guys made a fort out of dining room chairs and bed sheets yet since
together?
Jake has stayed with you?
Oh, no.
No, we haven't.
We did do some bonding, though. Hugo rolled his first D&D character of all time.
I did. Should I go over it?
I didn't bring it. Well, it's in my car if you want to go all the way out to my car and get it.
But you people aren't worth that walk.
No. But so I'm going to conduct a grand campaign for Hugo, our significant others, and a friend of ours named Richard. He's a good guy. He's a big hefty bear man. And it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. And you've never played before, but you seem into it. It sounds like fun, and I think you're excited about your character in general. I don't want to blow the wad necessarily on it, but you can if you'd like to.
I'll just say I'm playing a bard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Playing a bard with. Let's just say I'm very support oriented.
Yeah. Gonna be a lot of fun though, and before anyone asks, we're probably not gonna stream any of it.
You know what? Maybe if we got good at it and it was entertaining along the line, but at first I'm not gonna film me failing at a thing consistently.
Yeah, I mean maybe we'll have a secondary campaign at some point.
Yeah,
but not that one. That one's like fun, like that I want to do with happiness and friends and drinking and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited. We gotta wait till I move, but. That'll be cool. I have a lot of cool stuff planned for you guys. D&D is fun, and it's not as dweeby as I thought it was before I played it.
Oh, it's pretty fucking dweeby. It's fun, but
it's dweeby, but it isn't like okay. So I thought before I had ever played D&D, like it was like really antisocial and like
it's like one of the most. It seems like one of the most social.
No, I
games
know it does, but
play.
Only because like I see the people that play like. Magic the Gathering at colleges and stuff, and those are the same people that tend to play role-playing games like that. And I've seen Warhammer played, which is a different thing altogether, but it's still like it's tabletop. And I've seen like I don't know, just other shit, and they always seemed kind of like, no, my elf lord beats your dragon queen. You know what I mean? But this, I guess, I learned from comedians, so I learned like. A fun way to play, and it's kind of loosey-goosey and not really strict. But I guess some people have really shitty times with like
that's with
DMs that try to kill them and shit. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. It's just I was very excited to find out it didn't suck.
I just think the shitty experiences and dweebiness can come from groups that take themselves too seriously.
That's what I thought it was. That I thought it was always like, oh, I found the dagger of doom. Like you know how like Lord of the Rings, like they cry a lot and shit.
Yeah.
The book is actually kind of funny sometimes, but the movie went for a much grittier tone, and I felt like it was always crying Sam Gamgee.
I gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it didn't sound fun. It's not though. So you should play if you haven't.
My character's name is the Professor, by the way.
Yeah.
If that gives anyone a hint what my character's gonna be.
It's a good time.
What else? What is the right way of eating or scooping Neapolitan ice cream? What?
Okay, no, I understand that. They come in the ribbons, right? 3 ribbons.
Oh, I see. Oh, I understand.
1, 2, 3. You have 3 scoops, and you put them in there, and then you can eat them however you want. But you have to. It can't be inequitable.
Are there monsters in the world?
There are.
And just,
you know what's worse? I only want chocolate. Or I only want vanilla.
Don't fucking buy that.
Don't buy the Neapolitan, because the strawberry is always the thing that's left.
Yeah.
And no one wants just strawberry. If they went into a box of Neapolitan, you're fucking garbage. Buy just vanilla or just chocolate. Or buy 2.
Someone asked, are we going to do any more Chick Track YouTube channel reviews? The Chick Flicks thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just, we were planning on doing more. It's not like we were planning on doing them really, really far apart or anything either. It's just that what happened was that was right before he moved.
Yeah.
Is when we tried that out for the first time. And right now, until he's in his house and I'm in my place and things are back to normal, we're having to like work around stuff, and we can't do any really time-intensive videos like the movie reviews. We can do like TV show reviews. We'll probably do one of those in the next week or so, but we don't have the time to devote to like a 2-hour
We could probably do the Ray Comfort though.
Maybe. But yeah, the Chick Flicks thing will come back. We just gotta, plus we decided after the first one it'll work better because his videos are very long-winded. We're going to have to find like clips from each one. It's not going to be reviews of just one video. Yeah. Each video will be sort of different clips from different videos we're going to have to source and put together into a little montage and then react to the different bits all in one video.
Yeah, because sometimes he just goes on just boring.
Rants, boring.
I can only make so many birthmark jokes.
Right. What else? Should I have Kevin Sorbo sign my God's Not Dead commentary DVD when 100%. I see him at Dragon Con? Is Kevin Sorbo going to... Oh, he was Hercules. Of course he goes to cons and stuff. I wonder if he gets shit at cons or anything for being in the God's Not Dead.
Just go up to him really genuinely and say, I loved you in God's Not Dead. Because you did. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Can you sign my thing? Do it.
If you see him, can you like get your phone or something and be like... First of all, be like, oh, I loved you in God's Not Dead. Don't imply you liked it for bad reasons, but get him saying on camera if you can, be like, oh, I have this channel that I really like that really loves God's Not Dead. Will you say, like,
hi, Hugo and Jake.
Hi, Hugo and Jake, or like, I'm Kevin Sorbo, and this is the Bible Reloaded, or something like that. If you could do that, I'll love you forever.
I'll send you something. I don't know what it is yet, but I will send you a thing.
I don't know, and then I'll send, and whatever video we put that in front of, I will send to Kevin Sorbo and be like, glad you like the channel, buddy.
Got him.
Anyway, let's talk Game of Thrones. Potato Gaming says
we can't talk Game of Thrones. You don't watch it.
I don't watch it.
I'm not spoiling it for people.
I'm up to season 3. I'm not caught up, so I can't talk about the news.
You should binge from season 1 when you do it, though.
Please don't spoil me. Seriously, I really don't
want
to
spoil it for other people either. I will say though that this season has been very good, and for fans of Thrones, a lot of things are very satisfying. Not in a spoilery way. I think the way it's shot and kind of, we can kind of tell that we're coming to like a culmination of all the stuff we've been dealing with, and this one feels. I know at times Game of Thrones feels like almost slow, mostly based on like the dialogue and just how subversive everyone is, but it's kind of coming, like, it seems like it's moving fast this season. And it's a shorter season, too, so maybe that's why. But a lot of really cool stuff. And I'm really interested to see this next episode. And I know it's been leaked, but I refuse to watch it or anything about it. I stay off the. I don't go to Reddit or anything for it.
It was like episode 6 or something. They played the wrong episode in Spain. They played them out of order in Spain, and they played the whole episode, so people grabbed it and it got leaked.
Oh, bummer.
If you're in Spain and you're trying to watch Game of Thrones and the wrong episode comes up, how shitty is that, too? Because they got spoiled without, knowing.
That sucks.
Ooh, this is a good question.
What's the question?
Someone asked, what is the most amount of money you have ever spent on a single piece of comic book memorabilia?
Oh.
Can I answer that question?
Interesting. I don't know what mine is. I don't spend a lot on that. He's got a lot of comic book stuff in his living room. He's still not back. I can hear his footsteps. He's close. He's jingling. In a drawer? Is it in a drawer? It must be on the bookshelf. It's gone silent. I think we lost him. Now he's back. Oh, there it is. That is cool.
It's my Green Lantern and ring, and it actually...
Is it going to work?
It lights up. I don't know. It's pretty bright in here with the studio lights.
It lights up when you put the ring to it.
The ring up to it.
Yeah.
This ran me more than I'm willing to tell you on camera because embarrassed.
It's cool, though.
Yeah. It's this is actually... I didn't feel bad buying this, though, because I have a comic book shelf, and this is like the bookend on it. So this is like... There's a reason I bought it. It's not just... No, fuck it. It's just cool in fact that I like it. Fuck you.
Sometimes he puts it on the hood of his car. I will have you know that I have no idea what my comic book purchase has been. Or we can call it pop culture. Like anything like this shit. Even Power Rangers and Iron Man and shit. I don't know. I don't really spend my money on that kind of stuff that much. Just stuff for flavor for the background of this. I'm trying to think of the most expensive thing I own. That's not a house and the computer? It's been like $800 on it. Well, $700 on the computer. Does that count? That's not very exciting. Sorry, I'm boring. Loot crate. Get a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. What else? Are you done?
All my comic books fell over.
Why would that need to be fixed now?
What?
Why would that need to be fixed now?
Because if I let my comic books stay falling over, it'll ruin them, and they'll look like they'll be bending on some of the dust covers.
Oh yeah.
This is not ridiculous. I'm right.
That'd be terrible.
Anyway. What else? Hugo sucks.
Nice. I wonder what they mean.
Well, sorry.
You have to be faster.
I know, I should be. Someone's just said they spent 1,500 pounds on a guitar. That's a lot.
Like a lot of money. Holy shit.
Hold on, is that better or worse? I spent some money on this too. I bought a guitar in the past.
Well, I think they've seen it. I've done like 5 bits with it. 1,300 pounds is a lot.
I bought this guitar. Still don't know how to play guitar. I've been too lazy to sit down and actually like do it consistently. Like I know a couple of chords, but I really suck. So I feel like if you know how to play guitar, 1,500 pounds on a guitar, not too bad. Any amount on a guitar you don't know how to play, though, probably a bigger waste of money. So,
any amount?
Any amount. Well, if you spend $1 on something that you don't know how to use and you never learn, that's $1 gone.
Well, the experience of buying was worth it for $1.
Got to feel cool for a second.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, someone says, crazy billionaire money question. What would you do that is batshit crazy if you had unlimited money?
Unlimited money? Batshit crazy? Ugh. All my things end up being pretty reasonable. Like I'm not really big into like, let's do heroin. I think I would become what Alex Jones thinks George Soros is.
Soros does put money into campaigns and stuff.
But he thinks he has like
I understand. If
power.
If you had unlimited money, though, you would. What I would do is I'd hold everyone hostage and say, if you don't, I'm going to crash the economy because I'm just going to throw money at everything and cause hyperinflation. Word your questions better. Don't make me a genie. I'll fuck you over.
That is basically being a genie. Huh. Because unlimited is a lot.
Yeah.
I could topple anything I wanted. We become villains is the answer.
Oh, we're really bad people. Anyway, if you could somehow buy out the rights to God's Not Dead and make the involved parties perform as you choose, what would the story be instead? Yes is not the answer to that question.
The answer is yes.
What would I do?
Oh, man.
We've talked about this in the 2 commentaries we did on God's Not Dead and God's Not Dead 2 that came out.
If we were to make it an effective message that would reach people like us? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I don't know. I still want to stick with
God Not Real?
God Not Real. Maybe Kevin Sorbo comes back. He's a ghost. I don't know.
Ghost Sorbo.
Yeah.
Kevin Ghostbo? No, it doesn't work.
Do you just sometimes plug in words to other words to see if it works? Does that ever work out for you?
You gotta say it out loud in your head. You don't know until you say it.
I do, because I'm not retarded, but whatever.
Dean, Cain, and Abel. Dean, Cain, and Abel. And Sorbo can be Abel. Yes. Yes. We'll have spin-offs. It'll be fine. No, I want Dean Cain back, and I want Kevin Sorbo, and I want them in a head-to-head battle over God, because now Kevin Sorbo is a new Jesus warrior. Dean Cain, not the guy that hit him with the car, apparently. And then they go back and forth, almost like was it Sunshine Limited or something, where it's got Kay from Men in Black and the eye patch guy from Avengers, the black one,
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, the black one. And then. And so they debate, and then also I want David A.R. White to still be, because we're jumping off from God's Not Dead 2. He's in prison, and I want the black half of the biracial pastoral bromance to go to his prison cell, and he's trying to figure out a way to get Dean Cain to convert, and they have like a Hannibal Lecter scene where he like presses his face up against the bars, and he's like, "You have to preach the Gospels."
What I would do, I like this idea. Okay, she says Ghost Kevin Sorbo shows up to haunt MJH. I do want that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But he's like the evil devil on the shoulder, and it turns out, oh, I didn't convert when I died. I'm still evil atheist ghost Kevin Sorbo.
Twist!
But, hold on. And she starts going down the wrong path. But then, end of the movie, real ghost Kevin Sorbo shows up.
Wait, who's the fake ghost?
Ghost Kevin Sorbo is the devil from See Me Dance, that other Christian.
Whoa!
Then time traveler guy from that Cristiano time
pops up in the end.
Pops up.
And is like, there's a bigger threat at bay.
But then the kid from A Path in Time shows up, and he's like, "No, you don't know shit. I'm an old guy too."
And then those two fight. And then they bend time, and then Doctor Strange is there for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Call us. Why does no one call us
call
for
us.
screenplay ideas? God damn it!
All 14 of you.
27.
Okay, that's better than
27.
I thought. Better than I thought.
What else? Let's see. Have you ever heard of a band, Coheed and Cambria?
Coheed and Cambria.
They have graphic novels that go with their albums.
Yeah, no one cares.
I've never heard of them.
I have. Garbage.
Apparently Jake has, and he very much disapproves of your music choices. I have no opinion. I hope you enjoy them.
Is that Eros? I'm guessing. Okay. People in the Discord know why I guessed that. What is with the exhale?
Oh, I'm just tired today.
Oh.
You know what? My upstairs neighbors, I got new upstairs neighbors, and they got a kid, and
Did
the
they
kids
fuck like rabbits.
I've heard them fuck already. I've heard them argue last night, this morning at like 5 in the morning. I don't know if they
What were they arguing about?
I didn't hear.
Did they fuck in front of the kid?
Not as far as I know. So it's either, I'm hearing them fuck or fight, or their kids are running around, and it's like boom, boom, boom.
I wonder why they have kids.
Because they keep fighting and fucking. They probably just keep popping more out every time he forgets to take the trash out. Whoops.
Anger fuck.
That's what I'm guessing.
I can't get behind the angry banging thing. I don't want to make you get off if I don't even want to get off.
That's why you almost get them off, and then you're like, ha ha.
I love that involved like Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like how Alex Jones fucks.
It's because the reason was because I was about to telegraph a lot more than that.
I was going to show you my move.
And about to do it.
And if I give you my move, it's no longer my move, it's our move.
It's all I got. I'm out of the business then. It's all I got. Look at this. It's all I got.
Yeah. Hey. I can't show you the moves.
Every
time I open my mouth, I'm almost showing the moves.
I showed Jake the move once when we first met.
He did. Our friendship is never been the same. Literally, the first thing I ever saw this person do next to me was he looked at me, smiled with his toothless grin.
The worst part is with context. It's really not that much better.
It's not.
Don't. Whatever.
I'm not gonna give him context. I just want him to know, because like. It's so out of character for you too. Was it? Did you think this will be funny? Because it was fucking hilarious. It worked. If that was the thought,
yeah.
Okay. But also, was it honest?
It was.
It wasn't not honest, but it was still.
It was honest. I was like, this is gonna look ridiculous either way. Anyway,
the dismount of the joke was where it landed, because it was like 1, 2, 3, back to normal.
Hugo, do you want to adopt any pets when you move? Yeah, the only reason I haven't gotten a dog. Actually, my girlfriend loves dogs and cats. I just haven't. We haven't gotten one because we're in an apartment. I don't think it's fair, really, to get a dog.
Yeah,
I'm not like if
it's small enough, it's fine. But
I'm not judging anyone who has a dog in an apartment or whatever. But me personally, I want to be able to have the dog have a place to be able to run around on their own. And
right, and where we come from, that's kind of normal.
True, because we lived out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So I like to be able to let a dog out into an area where they can kind of run around on their own, even if I'm not there, and they can fuck around and play or whatever.
Right. I have a dog, Darwin, if you're not aware. He's very cute. And that just happened to be the name. By the way, I just like Darwin, the name, for years. And then I named him Darwin. He's my first actual my dog. And so it happened, like, happy coincidence. Turns out I'm a big neck beard. But gonna probably get another one in the spring after I take him through training classes, because he's really, really good. He's really smart, but then when he gets excited, it falls apart. And that's pretty normal for dogs of his breed. He's a collie and a Australian Shepherd. Holy what the fuck just was that? Is that condensation?
No,
it looked like actual debris.
It's because I went to lift this up, but this was stuck to it, and when I noticed it stuck, I stopped, but I was already mid-raise at.
I got you.
So okay. The physics of it.
Yeah, that just looked weird out of my periphery.
My hand stopped, but the water kept moving.
Okay.
Physics.
All right. Anyways, he's a very smart dog, but he gets stupid when he gets pumped, and I don't like it. So it'd be hard to have two dogs because he'd be pumped all the time.
Yup. When will we bone? But when both our girlfriends are dead and we're in our 50s. And we got nowhere else to go.
50s? I'm going to cave in like 20 plus years?
We'll go social security. What's the social security age now?
55.
55?
No, aren't they trying? I thought. Let's call it 60.
Let's call it 60.
I'm fine. Why did they die? Both our girlfriends are dead?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. They probably off themselves because, I mean, sorry.
They knew they could never have what we have with us.
And they knew what they were getting into when they started it.
Darwin would be a better president than Trump, this person says. I think, well...
Trump probably doesn't poop on the carpet. Neither does Darwin. Wait. Trump probably hasn't had to be potty trained in the last year. So there's one thing Trump has over my dog, Darwin.
Who would win in a fight between pre-Phoenix Jean Grey and a Pokemon trainer with 6 Magikarps? Wait, is Jean Grey playing by rules of Pokemon, or is she legitimately trying to murder the trainer? Because then she's going to ignore the weird fish thing flopping around and just murder the guy and, like, squeeze his head or something.
Right. Wait, can Magikarp not be affected by psychic powers? Is that the joke? I don't know. I don't know enough about Pokemon.
I forgot.
I thought they could. Let me know real quick if Magikarp can be psychicked.
I don't use Magikarp other than he's my first one out, and then you immediately pull him back to... I know, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know shit about Magikarp.
Although I have caught one with tackle before.
Interesting. Either of you watch American Gods? Yes, I've actually watched the whole first season. I'm very much enjoying it. I got the book. I haven't started reading it yet because I just got done reading The Disaster Artist. I haven't started my next book yet. It's either going to be American Gods or there's actually another Neil Gaiman book just about mythology that I might read first instead to get some backstory on some of the Odin stuff. But yes, I really, really enjoy that show. Who's the guy? I want to say it's Brian Fuller is the name of the guy that's the showrunner. He was the original guy who was supposed to do the new Star Trek show, and during the initial planning phases.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then CBS was jackasses, and he pulled out, and the show looks like it's going to be shit. He also did Hannibal, which is really good.
Only jackasses pull out, is the point.
Yeah, sure. Do you think you'll end up doing Scientology Reloaded or Sikhism Reloaded?
Scientology
probably
is more likely.
Sikhism, I mean, if we're like 20 years from now and we're really, really, really...
You guys give a shit?
Do you even give a shit at that point? You won't care about us at that point, so don't worry about it.
Mormonism, though, would be Book of Mormon Reloaded would be
that. Oh, the joke is Jean is lame without Phoenix Force, but she isn't. Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, but she's still a psychic, as powerful as Xavier almost before the Phoenix stuff. Well, so she would melt the Magikarps.
In the original comic, she was written very poorly. If you've ever read the original X-Men comics, I'm not a big X-Men fan, but I actually know this. I don't know why. She was written very much like the X-Men, also Jean Grey. She like gets people coffee and stuff. Like she was psychic, but like she wasn't like she wasn't a hero.
Is that why her name is Jean Grey and not Psychic Lady?
I don't know, but then when they introduced the Phoenix Force and stuff, that's when they started, making her an actual character. Modern Jean Grey is a perfectly fine member of the X-Men.
Except she's Sansa Stark in disguise.
Pretty sure Magikarp is not invulnerable to psychic type attacks. Oh yeah, we just covered this. Duh. Oh, Defender thoughts. This person finished it, thought they were underwhelming but good. I'm on episode 4 of Defenders.
I'm too.
I've completed up to episode 4. So far, I'm kind of on the same page as you. I'm enjoying the character interactions when they happen. There's some clever lighting stuff, although the colored lighting, which is very prevalent in the first episode, somewhat prevalent in episode 2, and shows up, as far as I can tell, in 3 and 4 sparsely.
It's pretty ham-fisted at times.
The first episode, I really enjoyed it, but as it's continued, it's just starting to distract me. Because in every scene that they're doing it, you're like, okay, they have to come up with a light source. Why is there a logical light source? And that's the thing in lighting, is not only do you have to light the scene so it looks good on camera, in the scene there needs to be a logical reason it's lit that way. So for instance,
otherwise it distracts you, like now.
Like there, oh, there's a neon sign, that's why it's red in this scene, and that's fine sometimes, but it's happening a lot. The actual plot itself so far, again, only finished up to episode 4. I've always found the Hand to be kind of boring villains, so
because they're always kind of like their motives are sort of bound in this ancient sort of thing that doesn't really make the like a good villain. So take for instance the Joker. The best part of him is the reason he does stuff, and the reason he does stuff is because he wants to, and that's infuriating to someone like Batman. And that's why it's good, because Batman's very driven and focused all the time, and the Joker's not, and that's why you have this good dichotomy. This isn't really the mirror of Daredevil or the other characters. It's just kind of like,
it's just, we're gonna destroy
over here.
We're gonna destroy the city.
Right.
We don't want you to destroy the city.
Yeah,
let's fight. Okay, like it's a pretty shallow motivation, and they also get into a little bit later the personal. At least again, if this changes later, disregard. I'm only done with episode 4. It seems to be certain people are looking to live forever. Very similar to Caecilius actually in Doctor Strange, and he was a pretty weak villain.
Right.
So,
well, he was more of he lost his family thing. It was a little more sympathetic, and he had some fun lines. He was a better villain than, say, any of the Hand have been so far, even Gal. Now, that's why Daredevil Season 1 is so good, because Fisk is the opposite side of the coin. He's trying to change the city the way he sees fit, which is the opposite way that Daredevil sees fit. Daredevil's doing it with his fist. Fisk is doing it with his influence and money, which Matt has none of. And so it's interesting.
Even in Daredevil Season 1, and even in 2 to an extent, by 2 it was already starting to go like, oh, the Hand. In Season 1, it was good because I thought, oh, they're going to add to this. They're mysterious. But as the shows have gone on, they really are just shadowy, evil, generic ninjas. Like
and then go to the reason you like Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is sort of out of control, and she's an alcoholic, she's disheveled, but she's fun and quirky and charming, and she can punch stuff, and that's kind of how she brute forces her way through problems. Or, you know, with the drinking, she wills herself through the problem without actually taking it on. And Kilgrave is very measured, and he's not necessarily charismatic, although it is David Tennant. He tricks people into thinking he's charismatic because that's his power.
He doesn't have to brute force things.
He doesn't have to. Right. And so it's a dichotomy, and that's why it works. They're all ninjas, basically.
You know, I'll even say this. In Luke Cage, the first half, the villain
that was good because it was a dichotomy.
Luke Cage guy working at the bottom level on the street, trying to help kids, trying to get them off the street. Opposite was the villain for the first half of Luke Cage, which was the businessman trying to say
Copperhead,
whatever. No, it was Copperhead. Copperhead was the guy who came later.
Oh yeah, what was
no.
No, what was his name?
No, one was
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth, yeah. Anyway, he was saying, "Fuck my community. I'm gonna get as much money as I want, as I can, and fuck everyone else." And it was
kind of an analog on like that experience. Like that's why, like gentrification and like police violence, and it was well done. It wasn't like overt all the time, but it did at the end.
Yeah, he was a conduit for a lot of the things in the black community.
Was a bulletproof black guy in a hoodie in Harlem. You get it.
Sure. And then Iron Fist. Iron Fist wasn't that great.
Didn't have a dichotomy at all. He's a ninja that fights ninjas, which is fun, but not as the story. He's fun as an addition. Like ninjas are cool. We get it. I think most people think ninjas. That's a pretty cool thing. Like. That's kind of why like Ninja Turtles worked, because sure they're both ninjas, but one's protecting, and of course it was way more campy, but still Shredder was like anti-Splinter.
Yeah.
And so, well, again, it's not Batman Joker good. It's still like, oh yeah, I buy it. I'm not out because it's ninjas. I'm just
they're personal stakes. Vince Gilligan has said before, you don't have to make a character likable. You just have to make them understandable.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it is.
You need to understand the motivations of the hero and the villain, and they need to be at odds, and that's where the conflict comes from, and that's why it's interesting.
The first half of Luke Cage is really good, in my opinion. The fights aren't that great, but like Luke Cage, the characters and the dialogue, I really like the first half.
I think the bits where, like, when he goes into the building, it was in one of the trailers,
where he walks
through it.
That was a great fight.
That's great because it shows his strengths as a character, as he's unstoppable. That's his, like, Luke Cage, I don't think has ever had an adjective in front of his name, kind of like amazing Spider-Man. But if you were to, I'd probably call him like the unstoppable Luke Cage or something. That's kind of
that's the adjective that they think of when they think, how is he fighting and stuff. Also, I noticed in Defenders, tons of cutting. In Daredevil season 1, they let you sit on scenes a lot, which is beautiful.
The stunt choreographer and team from this are from Iron Fist, not Daredevil, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Not to say I think the fights are still better than they were in Iron Fist. Like for instance, in episode 3 or 4,
they learned from their mistakes, but they didn't fix all the mistakes.
Yeah. Whenever you there's a fight. This isn't I assume you know this because it's in the trailers, or you don't care. Danny and Luke Cage fight at one point, which is a fight. It's really interesting. It's a guy with a super powerful punch, a guy with unbreakable skin. Who wins? It's actually similar to kind of the Captain America Thor fight or something, someone who can take a lot of damage or someone who can deal a lot of damage. And that's fun. The first fight where they're all four together is a lot of fun. Jake hasn't seen that yet, but it's still not as visually interesting or impressive
as Daredevil walking through a hallway and like slowly, without music, beating people up, and it's really tiring because they had this boxer analog for the whole first season, and that's what a boxing match is. It's tiring, and there's sweat, and there's blood, and it's slow, and people get back up, and like the villains got back up in Daredevil season 1 a lot, and we mentioned this in our review of it. Like he has to go back and finish other guys off because, of course, one punch isn't going to knock a man down, especially a man that's supposed to be a bodyguard thug guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and because I know you're adding superpowers, and that's going to incapacitate people more often and much more effectively, but you still have to maintain it. Daredevil felt, while it was still in the Marvel Universe for sure, it felt set apart on the lower level. and they're almost like trying to get like middle class with it.
Yeah,
it shouldn't ever be that. This should be the trailer park of superheroes, and that's a good thing.
It's starting to get to the point where I'm questioning. Well, I mean, at least Spider-Man should be showing up at this point, right? You know what I mean?
With like earthquakes and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Or Tony Stark even being like, what's going on in New York? Like, I know he doesn't live there anymore. He's in upstate New York, but
right.
I don't know. It just seems bizarre and the kind of thing that would start to get the attention of other people. It's a mystical threat. Where's Doctor Strange? He lives in New York. He would know. He lives on fucking Bleecker Street in New York City. There was a big New York earthquake that has a mystical origin, I'm guessing, based on what's going on with the hand. And he's not going to do anything. Again,
they could be off doing shit.
These are fanboy nitpicks, but I mean, you do have to kind of cover your bases, guys.
That's why you have to keep the threat real but minimal.
Yeah, I agree. What's your favorite alcoholic beverage? Good question.
Ooh, well, if you're just talking like the spirit, it'd be whiskey or bourbon. But my favorite drink right now is an old fashioned. I make them at home, not a lot. I make like one. I have a thing of Traverse City is a place in Michigan, and it's up in the Northwest, and it's a really great place. But they have a brewing company or a distillery, I guess, that makes whiskey, and their cherry whiskey. Traverse City is known for cherry. Very, very great. And I got a whole like a bottle of it, which I think is just a 5th size. I've had probably a 1/3 of it in the last 3 weeks, but very good. I'm not a big drinker, but I'm more like the cocktail that you sip for half an hour than.
If I do, I haven't sat down and had a drink probably since January, February, March, April. Around April 20th of this year. You can probably do the math on that one. Anyway, but when I do, if I'm just like having a drink at home. Just like a Coke and vodka or a Sprite and vodka.
Coke and vodka.
I know.
Don't do that.
But if I'm out,
Daddy'll treat you to some drinks.
But if I'm out somewhere and I wanted something, I get like a mudslide because I have a sweet tooth. So like alcoholic milkshake, I'm in. Are you kidding me?
I mean, they're all right, but that's too heavy for me. Martinis are good. They're vodka based. You might like some martinis that are sweet.
Maybe if they're like chocolate martinis. I know that. I'd probably be into that.
There's fruity martinis that you
like. I know.
I like a dirty Grey Goose martini with olives.
So we need a new Bible Man where Willie Ames is fighting the embodiment of his alcoholism, says someone. That'd be amazing. There's actually a new animated show. Actually, I'll go grab the DVD. I'll be right back.
We'll do those at some point as well. Ow, I just kicked the shit out of this desk. Ah. Oh. It hurt me. It hurt. Hurry back. Hurry back. Well, we have a DVD. Can't find it. Anyway, we're going to do it at some point. God, that hurt. Fuck.
Yeah, the animation on the new Bible Man's really, really bad. It's bad.
I think you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I think you can, actually.
It was like like this part of, but the big toe, like that part, the bone. Oh,
no. Daredevil was definitely the best character in the show, he says. That's probably true. I'm enjoying Matt's arc so far.
Dude, Charlie Cox can act. I really enjoy it. And he's really good. We mentioned this briefly on Unpop. He's really good at the blind stuff now. He was good before, but I mean, it's definitely improved. I don't know if he just practices now doing stuff, but
I think he's the best actor out of the four. Then Mike Coulter. That might just be because he's really charismatic too. But then Christian Ritter. Then down
Christian Ritter and Coulter are like right there. Like
he's so charismatic.
I just think he's well written. I think she's grating on purpose.
That's what it is. It's because his character's charismatic, and I'm in my head. I'm confusing. I like this person.
Well, but again, I think. Well, no, maybe her reign. She was better in Jessica Jones than he was in Luke Cage, but I think here so far.
Well, so far she doesn't have a lot to do. She's already
I know, I get it.
She was anchored in Jessica Jones by the whole struggle against the Purple Man, and now that's dealt with, she's still dealing with stuff, but it's less.
Yeah.
I don't know.
God, that was a good episode or season.
She does more than following episodes too, and all her interactions with Matt are really fun because her and Matt don't get along very well.
And so that's fun. We called all the ways that they start getting connected.
Yeah, well, that's because some of the writing's pretty cliche and bad. Yeah. Sigourney Weaver's character, all her lines are cliche and terrible. Now, I think there's a reason for that. Again, I'm only 4 episodes in. I think it's pretty clear that she's not a normal person, and that's what they're going for, but still...
It was clear about the 3rd or 4th line.
A cliche is a cliche still, and it's weird and off-putting. And she's such a good actress. She can be a good actress that I'm so confused why they wrote it.
I don't know that she's acting poorly. It's definitely poorly written.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's a disservice to her, because if you gave her something a little more substantive, something to work with, because they even have a little backstory in episode 1 where she has cancer or something.
Oh.
Again, I haven't finished it. We'll see what happens. It just seems like they bring up the cancer thing in the first episode, and so far, up until episode 4, it's come up a couple times, but it hasn't really informed the character too much other than...
I think if she's doing evil things, and then you juxtapose that with
feeling
cancer
bad for
treatment
her.
Imagery, and you can kind of be like, well, I kind of get her point.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Or at least you sympathize, but... You have to show your villain to be vulnerable, which is why Fisk worked. Again, I don't know why they don't dip back into the well, because what makes a character good is showing more about them, but not too much.
Please do a review of Atlas Shrugged movies on Unpop. They're terrible. Now listen, I'll shit talk religion all day. Even I'm too scared to take on the internet libertarians because those motherfuckers are crazy.
I'm not scared. I take them on Twitter. They're fucking... pure libertarianism... Stupid. It's just stupid. It doesn't
of the anarcho-capitalist variety.
Correct. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's why we have labor laws. We tried it. I'm just saying we tried it. It didn't work. It was bad. It was bad news.
The thing, and
children were dying in factories, and
the shitty thing is, I totally understand why Ayn Rand was the way she was. She came out of like shitty Soviet bloc country where communism had failed her entirely, and I understand. Like, I get it.
The opposite of that is still bad. That's why.
Like, scooch closer to this. Like, social programs are okay.
It's fine. I'm a mixed government shill. Is that even a thing you can be a shill for mixed government?
I don't know.
Anywhere where morality is an important factor, a more important factor than profit, according to the customer. So healthcare, prisons, education. Basically. Those are socialist things that I think should be socialized all the time. But stuff like, you want your restaurants competing with one another. You want your car companies competing with one another. You want your banks competing with one another. Although I think there should be, of course, a federal oversight on that. That's not socialist, though. That's just smart. So you can have absolute capitalism for a lot of industries, but some of them should never touch it. And that's just how it should be. And then there's some libertarian stuff I'm with, like drugs and stuff. I think the drug war is retarded. And I think if you take care of healthcare and you allow places where people can do drugs freely, that's you killed everything that really fucks with us at a baseline poor level. And then your education socialized so that poor people can get education whenever they need it. It's basically, you have to opt out of success at a certain point if you set people up for good programs like that. And I think and you take the profit out of prisons, people stop going to prison for stupid reasons.
Yeah. Someone says, have you guys heard of a movie called The Shack? Black woman Godsplains to a guy. My mom loves this movie, loves the book it's based on.
Yep.
We're going to do a review at some point. Should she be involved? She really likes that movie. Is she going to be involved in that review in any way? Even at the end, we could just talk to her about it. We don't have to. I'm just saying.
Not the review. What I think we should do after that is have a discussion with her about The Shack a week later.
Oh, God.
Where she can make a case for The Shack, and then she can finally lose her crush on me because I will disagree very harshly.
Oh, no. Yeah, Hymnalysis says, I've been told to watch The Shack on the basis that it will convert me to being a Christian. I've heard the same thing, too. My mom wants me to watch it. I don't think at this point she thinks I'm going to, This is my job.
Yeah. So, well, even if it wasn't your job, though, like
I can just tell it's going to be entirely emotional.
Emotion.
Based on the trailers, you can tell it's going to be an appeal to emotion. Like, what? You don't believe in God, but look at how great it is if you do. Like, well, yeah, that's not the point, though. I don't believe things because I think, it'll make me feel better or not. It's about what's real.
Right. Also, I don't think God would make me feel better because of the implications of
all
that. I said today on Twitter, and this extends to everything, including rape and murder and stuff. But if God is omniscient and birthers are right about the or pro-lifers are right, then God has seen every drop of cum ever spilt. I said squirted, I think.
Squirted.
Because they're all living beings. We'd see him anyway, but the idea is that he watches each sperm intently as it falls to the ground or onto someone's chin.
Michael Kieram says, my boss agreed to watch an atheist movie if I agreed to watch The Shack. What's an atheist movie other than Religulous? I hope you didn't tell him to watch Religulous, because Religulous isn't good to show someone to be like, here's what atheism is about. Unless you want them to think all atheists are smug cunts. A lot of them are, but you know what I mean. I'm one, but you know what I mean. Like, not in real life, just on the show. What movie did you show him? I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know what movie is an atheist movie. You just show him the channel.
You could show him Jesus Camp, I guess would be good, or Kidnap for Christ.
Neither of those are.
I know they're not, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're. I know Richard Dawkins did a movie like a year or two ago called I didn't see it.
The non-believers.
Yeah, he never found an atheist movie for him to watch. Yeah,
just show him stuff we do, I guess.
No, don't show him us. That's not appropriate for the workplace. It's his boss.
Well, do you need the job?
I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
No, I just have him watch Jesus Camp then. Or something.
Or Kidnap for Christ or something.
Kidnap for Christ is...
Neither of those are like atheist movies, but I don't know.
No, but just...
At the very least, Jesus Camp. And you could be like, this isn't why I don't believe in God, but this is like...
This is what happens.
This is something I see as negative, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully your boss isn't so right-wing, though. He'd be like, yeah, I love that movie. That was great. Thanks. And like agrees with the things in Jesus Camp. Show them the God Delusion series on YouTube. See, I don't know is that the one with Richard Dawkins? I don't know if I do anything with Richard Dawkins either, because I don't disagree with Richard Dawkins' points generally.
He
talks down to people a lot, and again, we do that too, but like
not in the same way.
I don't know.
We talk down in a very blunt manner. He talks down like he thinks he's better. We know we're not better. We just know that like it's funny. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Like it's for a joke.
Oh, Cosmos. Yeah, have him watch Cosmos. That's a good one.
That's not a movie, though.
No.
Only agree to one episode.
Still, I think even the first episode, I think, of Cosmos gives a nice overview, at least to show this is, as someone who doesn't believe in the supernatural, this is sort of how I see the world.
Sure.
And I don't know how you would explain that to him, but that's not a bad choice.
Also, it's pretty.
It is nice to look at, and it's just a good documentary. So, although I've heard some of the history stuff is like very editorialized, let's say.
It is.
Yeah. Which doesn't shock me. Anyway. He's also a moon landing hoax believer and thinks the driver shot Kennedy. So I wouldn't even waste your time then.
Nah, just show him the moon landing.
It doesn't even fucking matter. If you need the job, don't risk your job fucking with a crazy person. It's not worth it. Because he's not going to change his mind.
I'm interested in the job now.
Yeah.
Oh, I work for the government. Fuck.
Someone says, how do I get the suck? But it's capital S, capital U, capital C, capital C.
Be likable. Sorry.
Do you work for InfoWars? I would work for InfoWars in a second if they offered a job.
Because what I would do is try to say the craziest shit and see what I can get away with.
Wouldn't it be hilarious? Oh, man, let's make again, screenplay ideas. This would be a bad screenplay. This would be a terrible YouTube
Info skirmish.
This is like a terrible YouTube Red movie that like 5 people will watch and will remind people why no one buys YouTube Red. Anyway, it'll be really need a job, so you become an intern at an InfoWars type website. And one day, for some reason, they need you to fill in, so you just start saying crazy shit. But they love it, so you got to keep coming up with crazier and crazier shit.
This sounds like a movie I've definitely seen.
It's a very... There's things like that. I know I've seen something similar.
You get caught up in the lie, and you can't not lie now.
Yeah. I think that.
I think that's just the Alex Jones biography.
I would not shock me.
Pot-bellied goblins. Guess see him run across the street at that one guy who was like, boo, boo, boo.
Yeah, that was funny. Alex Jones is one of the weirdest human beings. Someone needs to get him on some medication.
Yeah. Also, his viewers bought up that weird guy that he paid to pour coffee on him. They ate that up like it was real. Because someone who knows, who's never met Alex Jones and who looks like that guy is going to come up to him and bump him. It's Alex Jones. I don't want to touch Alex Jones. You're going to physically threaten Alex Jones.
Yeah. Someone says, what's your opinion on the comeback of vinyl records? Do you own any? Interesting question. I used to honestly, because I'd never heard, this is going to shock you, until at least like last year or the year before, I'd never heard a vinyl record in my life.
That's weird. Do you have a record player now?
Well, I bought one for my mom because she's into that stuff for Christmas last year. So in the meantime, I used it a little bit to set it up because I knew she might need help setting it up. I wanted to make sure it worked. I was curious, so I put it on there. It is a different sound. I understand. I've heard it's because of like digital compression. They kind of make the levels more even than they would be normally, so it sounds different. It's not for me. I'm not a huge music person, but if it's an interesting format, I understand why. The art's great. The thing itself, I understand. It's tactile.
My dad had albums, and they were downstairs in our basement den area thing for years. And I remember a lot of really great album covers, like Rolling Stones' "Tattoo You," a Fleetwood Mac one where he's standing up and he's got the balls hanging down off of his waistcoat, and they're clearly balls, but they're not. And what's her face? Stevie Nicks is sitting there, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, a lot of Beatles stuff, Abbey Road, etc. He didn't play them a ton though. He just kind of had them. But I mean, I really like music. I like a lot of stuff. Not really a for me thing.
No,
it's I don't really like expensive hobbies.
No,
I was poor for a really long time. I mean, we're not like rich or anything, but we can buy like reasonable houses in the area we live.
We've like we said a year or so ago, both of us finally breached like the poverty line. We're above the poverty line now, where we can afford like bills and stuff. We're good, and we have a little bit of disposable income.
Yeah, but I still operate like I have shoes from Walmart. I have a hard time justifying expenses that like I know I'm interested in it, but it's not something I either have to be like not obsessed, but like very, very 9 or 10 out of 10 about the thing. Like Dungeons and Dragons, I bought those books. Those books are expensive. I mean, I'm going to keep them for years, though. It felt like an investment. Or like I just don't do it. So I don't know. It does sound nice, though. I really like my aunt's house. They have a record player, and they play a lot of stuff, a lot of Queen Beatles. You know, all the 70s, 60s stuff. And it's always really nice to go in there during the holidays because there's always some sort of like background music on, and it's always like, I don't know. I have a nostalgia about it, I guess, but I don't have to buy it.
What was I going to say? I was thinking about something, but someone said, does anyone know if there's a way to imprint digital music on vinyl? Yeah, they do that all the time now. They still record it digitally. I mean, you can't do it personally because it's a physical medium. When records are made, you know, they have to physically...
You could probably 3D print that, but it wouldn't be very great.
No, it would. For 3D printing isn't good enough now to have that level of detail. You need very, very fine detail. That's why when you're doing a record, they press it. It's literally a physical mold they press into things. But the file that they used to determine the pattern on the mold can be digital.
I'm sure it is a lot now.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Actually, no, in professional studios, they still use a lot of analog stuff because it's easier to work with. Or not necessarily easier to work with. It's more versatile, I should say.
The studios, yeah, but that's not where they press the albums.
No, but I'm just saying the recorded file is either analog or digital, but that doesn't matter. Then it gets sent off to be pressed, and that's a separate process altogether.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess I get what you're saying.
Yeah. What kind of vacation destinations do you enjoy? Also, by the way, everyone, it's been a little over an hour, so start final questions. Are you a go out and explore architecture person or lie on the beach for a week person?
I'm more of a go find experiences person. Like what's the best restaurant in the area? What's some cool shops? Is there an event happening? I'm not like, I'll go to the beach. I like the beaches here when it's warm out. I mean, obviously it gets cold a lot here, but like I've lived in Florida, not great. Lived in Boise, and when I was there, it was, again, about the experiences and stuff. And here there are destinations. Like, I really like, the one thing that I will say I like is like the when the leaves change, taking a drive up north in like October or September, whenever they end up changing. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, I like places you go where it's like a destination, like theme parks and stuff. I don't like I'm not a big nature person.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah, even
somewhere
that.
It's kind of like all of it, like where you're already at.
I've taken one vacation basically as an adult that actually was like somewhere, and I paid for it myself, and it was just like a nice hotel with like restaurants and stuff in it.
I like camping, but I don't find that to be a vacation. A vacation's like when you go and kind of like disconnect. I like camping with like a group of people, I guess, because it's kind of like a social thing, but it's not like I don't know. I guess I don't view camping as a vacation. I kind of separate it.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, as a kid, I used to go to Florida a lot with my family, though, and we'd go to.
You're kind of burnt out.
I understand why Florida's a popular vacation place. You got theme parks and stuff, tons of but also beaches and stuff. I get it.
It's warm. I would like to go on a cruise, though.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I don't know if I want to be on a boat that long. I don't care.
Well, they only do like 2 day, 3 day if you want them. But
yeah, but then you gotta get out to a place with a port. You know what I mean? Where it actually.
A lot of them just go down. You stop at Nassau and you stay in a hotel on an island in the Bahamas, and then it cruises back. And that's cool. There are some history ones that are super expensive, though. They have boats where they have like scientists or historians or something, and they do seminars on the boat. And then you stop off at the historical place like a Galapagos, or those are super expensive, though.
So that sounds like work to me. I don't want to. If I'm going on a fucking cruise, I like science and stuff, but I'm on vacation.
It depends on who the speakers are. Some of them were pretty cool, but like I think Sam Harris did one, and I was like, that'd be pretty cool, but that's too much.
If you had to pick one animal to be eaten alive by, which would you pick? Which one's quick? It's a good
one animal to be eaten alive by society.
Are there any animals that straight up like go for the jugular first to make sure you're dead?
Well, yeah, a lot of them. Why would you think of that if there wasn't any?
I don't know.
Tigers and shit.
Okay, whatever kills me quick. Or maybe like a whale.
That would be awful. You drown in its stomach.
I know.
Ooh, no, terrible.
It's pretty metal, though.
I want to be killed. An animal that kills me. Okay, like the radioactive spider from Spider-Man, and it bites me and I get superpowers for a while, and it turns out I get cancer from it.
It's not being eaten alive, but okay.
Eaten alive by the spider cancer.
All right, I think that's the end of the live show. Thanks, everyone.
The last thing I say is eaten alive by the spider cancer. Okay.
Yeah, and so I know someone asked a PhD question, graduate school. I don't know enough of.
What was the question?
They were basically saying, is graduate school worth it in this this economic climate? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
No, the answer is yes. The answer is yes.
Okay, if you're
listen. The answer is yes because it does one of two things. Number one, you get to have PhD on your thing, and if you say the current climate, I assume you mean the Trump presidency and maybe the 4 years.
Well, he's talking about the economy. You said the economy,
right? But that has to do with
the
economic climate right now is decent.
It's fine because we're still operating off of budgets from.
Yes, it is. But it is worth it. And the second biggest reason, if you do foresee a collapse and you think like it's really easy to move to another country if you have a PhD, they will take you. So I'm just saying, if you're like, I'm going to move to Canada, they don't take a lot of people, but they will take your PhD.
You're not wrong. Good point. Very good point.
That's why I said it's worth it. Listen to Papa Jake. Yeah. He's got you.
So anyway, thanks everyone. I think we're gonna try and do one more this month still because we missed so many. Or we missed 2 or
once
so
I
of them.
move, so probably 10-ish days or so, maybe 11 or 12.
And we're gonna be doing just a normal live show for everyone, which of course you guys can come to too.
Right, we're gonna do a normal live show soon.
Yeah.
just kind of, I don't know. I feel like we haven't been able to get as much content as we'd like to. But so we'll do that, and I'll be moved, and we'll probably do it from my house because this will be there. What happened there? Yeah,
I went to thumbs up, but my body just doesn't want to work, and it really hurt when I did that.
That's clicked. A sports injury for Hugo. He's like,
yeah, that was the injury I got when I was spinning around in that field as the Nazi, as from that video.
Nazi Heil.
Oh wait, by the way, Heil? We didn't mention this.
Oh yeah.
We probably should mention.
Oh, this. Before we go, yeah, the Nazi shirt.
Bad timing.
We could not foresee that. It's not really a Nazi shirt. It's like it's tongue-in-cheek Nazi
come on,
shirt.
It's got iconography.
Well, I mean, you dressed as Hitler, and it was hilarious.
6 years ago. 6 years ago, Nazis weren't an active threat to anyone.
Well, I'm not saying I don't even personally think it's in bad taste. I don't give a shit.
I think it is. But anyway,
well, I think it is. I think it is today. I don't think it is 3 weeks ago.
No, 3 weeks ago. It was a bad timing thing.
Yeah, so. Maybe that'll go back on sale someday. Not for a while. Probably gonna wait for a I don't know, a federal investigation or something. Just throwing that out there. I don't know.
So thank you, everyone. Thanks for all the support, as always. We really appreciate it. We love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Gesticulation.
That didn't feel genuine. I love you guys.
That felt genuine. Right. At least you know one of us loves you. You can, if you have the benefit of the doubt, assume I do too.
Thanks, baby birds. Stop.